in the short and medium-term trading of the trading market. What is the core of the transaction? What is the most important thing to think about to understand the market? If I had to talk about one thing, it would be game thinking. Many trading friends will give me some questions about trading. Some people will ask me which cycle I am trading in. What kind of rules do I use? There are also people who send me their trading strategies. Let me give some advice. I'll give a rough answer to this kind of question. But it's hard to give a detailed answer, not that the question can't be answered. And when you look at a problem, the way of thinking from the root is different. Many people define and think about the dimension of trading too singly. And it's shackled, and I'll give you an example. So many friends are interested in my trading strategy. Then you want to ask me what cycle I was trading in. Is it 4 hours or 1 hour? Do you do day trading or week trading? Is the trade trending or oscillating? You can see it in all of these problems. Everyone's perception of trading and the dimensions of division. In his cognition, a strategy must be in a specific way. The cycle to find trading opportunities or to trade on the chart. Otherwise, you trade in an hour. So he wants to know which cycle you are trading in. But a person is cognizant inside. In addition to the trend of the market is volatile. So he understands a trading strategy or a trend. Either that, or a trading shock. We have access to transactions in the market. The idea of strategy and trading is like this. So some such information is a fixed intraday period. Trend oscillations and so on. It also framed everyone's thinking. Makes you think that all the ways of trading are in it. But to understand the nature of the market, you have to break out of these rules and see the more central points. Whether it is stocks, futures, foreign exchange, or Hong Kong stocks, US stocks. If we look at it from a short to medium-term perspective, but the price is constantly fluctuating. So where do these price fluctuations come about? All of these fluctuations are created in order to earn the spread. The result of the mutual game of speculative funds of income. If you understand that, then you will be able to know. It doesn't matter what market it's in. In the short and medium term, the essence of price fluctuations is 2 words, game. When you go to participate in short and medium-term trading, in effect, it is playing with other funds participating in the same game. When we have a deep understanding of the essence of the capital game in each market. So let's look at the market and form a strategy. You have to have a mindset. It's game thinking, using game thinking to observe the market. When it comes to forming a strategy, what's the difference? You can imagine. We also talk a lot about gambling in what contexts. When playing mahjong, we're playing against other people at the table. When we play Honor of Kings, we are playing with our opponents. When we play billiards, we are also playing with our opponents. To sum up, when we are talking to the other, you cannot be at a high level, but as long as you are better than your opponents, it's easier for you to win. When you have the awareness of the game, you have the thinking of the game. Let's go back and look at the market and think about trading. Let's choose the period of observation. The rules of what kind of transaction you want to form revolve around the counterparty. Behind every price movement is the expectation that the price will rise. Long funds and the expectation that the price will fall. The result of the game between short funds. All of our chosen viewing angles. The rules of observation are naturally only one purpose. It's all about observing the opponents behind the price movements. And and all the trading rules have only one purpose. It's just to have an advantage when competing with opponents. With that in mind, let's go back to two questions. One is the observation period and the other is the trading rules. Should the period of observation be fixed at a definite period? Isn't it that I want to determine the period of observation? A 1 hour period or a daily chart period? If you think about it with the thinking of a game, the overall structure formed by a state of long and short capital gains in the market. Some are stock markets, some are futures markets, and some are foreign exchange markets. Some are weekly, some are day, and some are 120 minutes. The periodicity of observation is different, but the opponents I found were similar. Different markets have different cycles. The same as after finding such an opponent, I can find out what kind of movement my opponent might be driving the price forward. Structure and structured transactions. It's not what many people understand. The so-called structure is actually the different types of opponents that are screened. Let's take a look at the trading rules. Is it to use 60,120 cycles such to? Can the moving average be profitable by optimizing the parameters? In other words, the money involved in the market is not what it is. Investing resources based on these two moving averages? The price goes above the 60,120 period moving average. There will be more money to invest in the price trend. Obviously not if there is money in the market. Our opponents are not. When you're particularly lucky, you win a handful or two. But in the end, they are all going to lose. I talked about it in the previous video. There are 4 levels of magic in any industry. There is a saying that there is a way but no skill. The technique can still be sought, and if there is no way, it will stop at the technique. And with that out of the way, I'm going to give you a little bit of an explanation. The essence of short and medium-term trading is gambling. This is the way in short and medium-term trading. If you understand the essence of this, then you will see that the opponent of the game will think about how to observe the opponent, how to play with your opponent, and then work out the rules. Even if you don't have the rules yet, but you have a right direction. It just takes time and effort, and that's what you do. The technique is still sought. But if you don't understand the essence of the market game, what indicators do you want to combine into a strategy? Then try to figure out how to optimize the parameters. Which metrics are better? I've talked about my understanding of the nature of the market before. To sum it up in the simplest 2 words. One is the game and the other is the cycle. In short and medium-term trading. The core and most important thinking is game thinking. Read today's content, hope to show you that you've been ignoring it. Falling on the opponent behind the price action. If you can understand today's content, that's when you see some trading strategies again. If his way of observation is fixed at a certain period, the way he trades is simply a combination of indicators to use. I'll tell you how to use an indicator, or use a fixed rule to deal with all the markets. You should be able to recognize such a way of trading. In fact, they don't understand the essence of trading as a game. It also ignores the opponent we are going to face. Don't understand game thinking. You won't be able to see the opponents behind the price action. And then wishful thinking only thinks about yourself. Set a set of rules to defeat your opponents, and the results can be imagined.